As we return for Series 3 of the 2025 50 Faces podcast, the volatility in market continues, but much, however, remains the same. In this series, we hear from individuals at organisations that focus on values.
So what does Super with Impact mean to us? It's actually a very big question. It's our positioning of what we're delivering to members. And from our perspective, it's the positive outcome that we can create. The first one is actually supporting our members in terms of them facing the future with confidence. The second aspect in terms of the positive outcome we create is by being a gutsy advocate for a fair and healthy community. And the third one is focused on delivering investment excellence with impact.
And so top of mind for me today is, how do we manage the assets in accordance with their values in an environment where policy is seeming to work against that? So they have 5 critical concerns. There are the environment, racial equity, women, immigration, and nonviolence.
We want to ensure that we don't lose sight of certain issues when the going gets tough.
It's about thinking about how does this operate overall, and given that actually our portfolio is only ever a slice of the globe, what's actually our duty within that slice and what's the maximum that we can achieve given the activities that is undertaking.
We dive into quant investing and hear about some insights there.
When you talk about quant investing, you have to step back and try and remember you are buying still stocks and businesses, and there are fundamentals that change, and there are business dynamics that change, and there are pricings of risk that is not about some black boxy, distant factor that we label magic momentum.
And as always, this is filled with insightful words of wisdom.
This lesson that was basically run your own race. That is kind of the way that I've been trying to live my life. But instead of focusing a lot of my time and energy on comparing myself to others or, where they are in their life with their standards, I've really tried to focus instead on what's most important to me and the people that I care about, and just trying to perform my personal best.
Transparency is often the solution that we turn to. We've heard more than once the quote that sunlight is the best disinfectant, but really the more open we can be about how the industry operates and the good that private equity does for companies, for the economy, the better positioned we are.
So you can try and do the right things, but you can't change society single-handedly. You can't change culture. So again, it's back to this, let's try and do what we can do, but there's still some really big sort of behavioural, cultural traditions out there that are quite hard to challenge.
We hear about the importance of teams.
Some of the famous investors, when they talk about it, I've never heard anybody talk about the power of the team. All of us in the international team, we have a stock picker mindset. We're always looking for that diamond in the rough. And we are also very collaborative. So very collaborative and close-knit. As a portfolio manager, I feel like my biggest role is to provide autonomy, because you already know you have top quartile investors. If you can keep them together working in harmony and give them complete autonomy, because that's what most best analysts want, is complete autonomy.
I think pooling has had some real benefits. I think it's strengthened the LGPS network. It's given us the ability to work together and hear more voices, hear more opinions. One of the initial ideas was that it would professionalise the LGPS. Well, I think the LGPS has always been reasonably professional, but it does give us access to more dedicated resource.
And we never forget that we are human.
Finance at the end of the day, it's a people's business. And I, always thought that's to mean like relationships and all of that, which I think is very much true. But what I would like to really think I learned from others is really trying to not draw a lot of absolute and really trying to see people as humans. So try not to get overly high or low on anything that people have done or say, and to really trying to approach it from a more humanistic view to everything that I do. I would like to see the good in people. I would like to say a lot of times I notice that numbers can be cut and dry, but people are not.
Please follow us for the launch of Series 3 next week. You can find all of our podcasts on the 50 Faces Hub, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts.